The world had become a scream, not a sudden cry of pain, but a deep, pervasive howl of corruption that vibrated through the very foundations of the earth. In the centuries following creation, humanity had traded the divine gift of free will for relentless, practiced wickedness. The Bible describes it with devastating clarity. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Violence was everywhere. Immorality was celebrated. The whole of creation was broken, and God was grieved, burdened by the destruction humanity had brought upon itself. The initial, perfect experiment was failing. But in that overwhelming darkness, there was one flickering light, one extraordinary exception. His name was Noah. The scripture says Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. For he was a righteous man, blameless in his generation, and he walked with God, a profound echo of the faith shown by Enoch. In a world spiraling towards chaos, Noah's solitary, unwavering obedience became the hinge upon which the entire history of life would turn. Then came the impossible command. God informed Noah of the total global judgment to come and gave him the most daunting task imaginable: to build an enormous, precise vessel that was not designed for sailing, but for surviving. A colossal wooden box 3 stories high, precisely 300 cubits long, the Ark. This was a blueprint for absolute faith. Imagine the scene. Noah standing against the cynicism and mockery of an entire civilization, cutting down trees, shaping the massive gopher wood, and sealing it with pitch. It was a decades-long testament to unseen truth, a daily humiliating act of obedience. He was building salvation for his family in a world that refused to believe in the rain. The work finally ended. The moment came when the impossible task was complete and the impossible guests began to arrive. God himself orchestrated the procession, a perfect, paired company of every living creature on earth, entering the ark to escape a judgment they couldn't comprehend. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives entered last, and then God shut the door. The sound of that final latch was the sound of grace being withdrawn and judgment beginning. The judgment did not come gradually. The waters rose from 2 directions, emphasizing the totality of the divine act. The fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of the heavens were opened. Water from below and water from above converged in a terrifying torrent that swallowed up the hills and the mountains, engulfing the works of man, and cleansing the entire face of the corrupted earth. For 40 days and 40 nights the rain fell without pause. For 150 days the waters prevailed. Only the ark, tossed on the infinite expanse, remained afloat, a silent, solitary symbol of God's protective power. Eventually the deluge receded. The ark came to rest upon the mountains of Ararat. After months of waiting, Noah released a raven and then a dove searching for dry ground. The dove returned with a fresh olive leaf, the first sign that life had begun anew. When they finally stepped out onto the damp, reborn earth, it was a profound, humbling moment of new beginning. Noah's first act was to build an altar and worship. God, in turn, established the first great covenant with humanity and all living creatures. He gave them the rainbow, a vivid, sweeping sign of his solemn promise, never again to destroy the earth by water. The story of Noah's Ark is not just a tale of ancient history. It is a profound lesson in obedience and the radical nature of salvation. It teaches us that judgment is certain, but rescue is always available to those who walk in righteousness and act on faith, even when the task seems absurd. When the world is drowning in corruption, the path to the future is found not in sailing or striving, but in the safe, certain vessel of God's appointed way. Build your life on obedience, and you will find your anchor when the storms inevitably rage. If this epic narrative anchors your hope in God's provision, please subscribe to the Anchor Scroll. We are committed to bringing you cinematic stories of biblical truth 4 times every week. Next, don't miss our exploration of personal temptation, the strongest man's weakness, Samson. Hit the subscribe button now and find your refuge.